Welcome to the Mitten Music Podcast. A couple of guys just chilling, hanging out, talking about Michigan music, all the things that make up our Michigan music community. It is the Mitten Music Podcast. Thanks for joining us. We have a great episode lined up for you right now.
Ryan, we've been working on this episode for quite a while. An interview.
Yes, we have, my friend.
We've talked to these guys for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Seen a lot of shows. Finally, we have Ficus here. Four of the five.
Finally,
members.
Ficus.
Yes.
We have a drummer, we have a guitar player, we have a guitar player, we have a guitar and keyboard player. Is the bass player missing, or did I miss step?
I think you switched us, but
Okay,
yes, our bass player is asleep.
no worries.
So let's get the official intros.
For sure.
We'll start over on our left.
I'm Nick Johnson. I guess I live in Rockford, Michigan,
All right.
since 2019. Been in Grand Rapids since 07. Grew up on the east side of Michigan. So, yeah, I love it over here. Yeah.
All right.
And you play the drums in Ficus.
Of course, I play the drums for
There you go.
All right.
I'm Blake. I play one of three guitarists in Ficus. I am the funniest member of Ficus by quantity.
Blake, I will also tell you that
Nobody.
He's like, you know how
Nobody-
Stephen King wrote like 50 million books, but like 5 of them are good.
Yeah. I think more than 5 were.
That's a hot
Whoa,
take.
you might be
You're gonna
offending
get a
some
lot of
people
heat
saying
for
that.
one, dude.
We'll make
Is
sure to
that
put that one in
including
the clip.
repetitions?
all,
Hashtag Stephen King.
all good publicity.
Yes,
All
hashtag.
publicity is good publicity.
Sorry, Stephen King has more than 5 good books, but
He
have more
has
than
like 100 books, man. He's got
All right.
so
Maybe
many.
the adaptations of all the
Sorry.
movies and stuff. Maybe
Blake has only 5 good jokes.
That's what we were trying to
Ooh.
get at, right? But I will say that Blake is also the member of Ficus who will get out and crowd surf to the opening bands. I've seen it, I think,
Oh,
more
yeah.
than once.
It happens
Yeah,
almost
And it's
always.
so badass. It's like, there he is. There.
Did you see the video posted today?
No,
of it?
not
No.
today.
Oh, you missed out.
I haven't missed it yet.
Let's have a
I'll
good
check
time.
it tonight.
I like that.
just
There's a
getting
clip of
down
something
on stage.
It's
something
him and I, actually.
recently.
I think at
this
one
weekend.
point during the set,
Okay.
I got out and ran around the tent twice, and then got back in. I was like,
Yeah, you did.
I was like circle pit, and I just ran out. I just left
Yeah.
and just ran around the entire tent.
We're we're a little different when we play festival shows and
Right.
when we
Good. Good.
anyway,
For you.
it's a little more of a loose environment,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
is
Oh,
Good.
when
back-
Blake runs around the entire
Different
stage
forms of ficus depending on where you
while
see
we're
them.
while we're performing.
Trying to have a good time.
So anything else, Blake, that you want to share with anybody about anything about your?
Oh my gosh, we're still doing intros.
Yeah.
That's really that's
This is how it
the fun
goes.
Stuff.
You
Yeah.
love plants.
Yeah.
I'm a plant guy.
Plants.
Yeah, I like plants a lot.
Okay.
My
Plants and jokes.
Hi, Daddy.
my hobbies, my band,
Fair.
all the above.
Next up.
All right, my name is Mike Flailing, as Spencer Chestnut likes to call me. I play
Lots.
just all the stuff.
Yes, you do.
Guess usually I play keyboards. Sometimes I play guitar. One of our new songs, I'm playing bass on it because Mikey really needed to rip some flute.
Oh yeah, the flute.
And yeah, I think I've been in the band 2 years now.
Okay. Sweet.
That's
He's
me.
also a sick
works.
videographer and
Yes,
editor
I
and
took up that profession recently.
Videographer.
Very recently.
Videographer.
Yeah, I have a Instagram account called
Oh.
Secret Sound Lab.
Secret
Shameless
sound
Shameless plug.
lab. Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah,
We will-
do a lot of graphic design and
Ooh.
just started some video production classes.
Dude.
Sweet.
And then we were like, let's make a music video.
You're taking classes?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm in school. I have a job. I do this. I do freelance
Dude.
stuff.
Wow.
So
how
you-
did time?
Did
And
you?
I still made it, Mikey.
You're producing the video, the music. You producing your new music video?
Burn.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I believe the plan is we're releasing that on Friday, which is
So it will
October
be out
11th. This will have already been out. For
All
a little
right.
bit, but
Yeah, when will
for what song?
Resonation Room.
Okay.
You guys have heard it. We played it for you before.
All right.
This will be out.
Oh, yeah.
Will this
It'll-
episode be out on the 17th next week, Thursday?
It'll be out in November.
Never mind. That's why he's got that kind of. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. Cool. Great.
I can't wait to see it.
If you,
It's
if
gonna be a
you
lot of fun.
haven't seen it yet in the future, in November,
Go check it out.
Go check it
Yes. Sweet. Next up, who do we have?
out. Bean.
Hello, I'm Ben. I play guitar and I sing a little bit in this weird little project we got going on. From Lansing.
Okay.
Oh.
Him and I actually went to high school together.
We did.
Oh.
Yeah,
All right.
Good stuff.
that's all I got.
And who's the
I-
missing member tonight?
Mike.
Mike?
Hi, I'm Michael Kalinowski. I play bass and flute and I'm the main singer for Ficus.
Fun aside, me and Mikey,
That's all I got.
we went to elementary school together.
Okay.
Oh,
Catholic
yeah.
school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mike he's got red, gold, and red locks, right?
That's
He's
right.
got longer hair. It's a little
Longer hair.
reddish.
Brownish red.
It's brownish
the
red.
longest hair
It's
in
not
the
really much,
band.
but it's long.
It's
Yeah.
longer, yeah.
He's a handsome fella.
So you guys seem to have a really good chemistry. And so how did this, you guys talked a little bit about some of your connections. How did you guys come together as a band, as a full band?
You want to tell the story?
Sure.
Mhm.
I won't mention his name, but a fellow
His
found
name's
us.
Ben. He's right there.
No, a different guy
A
found
different.
us.
Oh, really?
I met a guy on Craigslist, and then I was like shitty guitar player looking for a band,
and
and
then
then
I was picked up by that guy.
who I met who responded to my ad. He's like, "Oh, I sing,
Yeah.
and I play rhythm guitar."
That's crazy.
And then him and I jammed a couple times, and I was like, "Oh, I've got a drummer coming over for practice today."
And at the time, I was actually playing on electric drums. I was in an apartment, so
makes
obviously,
sense.
Yeah.
I actually took a break for about 3-4 years. But anyways, I came over, messed around a little bit. Ben had his little soft parade lick.
Oh yeah,
that-
OG old song that.
But I don't know, we messed around a little bit, and then things got weird, and
I always
That
mess
guy
around with guys on
ventured off.
Craigslist and get weird. Yeah. I mean, it happens.
that guy ventured off. Now Ben got really big into doing house shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I started a house venue. There used to be a kick-ass house show scene in Grand Rapids.
Really?
Before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
There
Okay.
used to be 7 to 8 houses that would host shows, and it would be really big bands that would come through Grand Rapids and play these shitty
Mhm. Yeah.
little basements or big basements, and it was awesome. So I was fortunate enough to get into a house where it had a really nice basement, nice in terms of a house venue, which
Sure,
is
yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
not nice.
Green
Yeah.
shag carpet.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
what's this basement compared to those? Is this a good basement? Is
This
this
is
don't
a
know.
phenomenal.
I gotta chime in. You had a bar
Yeah, there was
Oh.
a bar there.
Oh, nice.
that's
Yeah,
pretty
you were-
sweet.
in that little
played
L-shaped
every-
basement.
He used to have a solo project.
I did.
He played every single house show that I had, and that's how we connected.
Oh,
Huh.
Yeah, so this
In
started,
fact, he tried out before Blake came on at one point, but
Yeah.
it,
True.
the drive wasn't practical for him
Yeah.
at the time.
among
yeah,
it, it
There
was
was
just a
other stuff,
strange time. It
Yeah,
was during COVID.
Bad timing.
Yeah.
yeah. We were
It
all kind of
wasn't,
in a
sure,
weird
wasn't
place.
good for all of us.
But yeah, Failing came
Bad.
to every single one of our shows and everything.
Yeah,
He wanted to be
Well,
one
Well, it
of
was the
us.
most fun thing to do. Like Ben said, Kalamazoo was fine, but Grand Rapids had this scene.
It was awesome.
incredible. Every
It
time I
was-
came here, it was just so
yeah.
memorable to be part of the Grand Rapids scene.
Mhm.
I would use this venue I had as a practice space for we would open the shows. We wouldn't be on it would be myself, Nick, and I met Mikey, our bass player, at a Halloween party in 2019. And we had 6 or 7 shows before COVID, and we opened up just about every one. We weren't on the poster or
Mhm.
anything. We were
Yeah.
just
surprise!
trying out stuff to
Yeah.
see if it clicked live, and
Did that
we
fe-
were really bad.
is in
We
retrospect?
still had some
I was actually
We
playing
had it.
Kendall at that time.
Oh yeah, you were.
Oh, yeah,
Nikki was in
that's right.
another project.
Yeah, if you look on Spotify,
Why Violet.
Why Violet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
that-
Violet?
2-man drum and bass,
Ooh, I like a 2-man band.
and it's heavy.
Where we at? Where we
Okay,
at?
yeah. Origin story.
So I'm
house
running a venue.
stories.
Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
We get reconnected. Nikki and I are best friends at this point. Mikey is also a best friend of ours at this point. The three of us. So we started off as a 3-piece. We're writing music. Mingling with this guy and other artists within the scene, and I'm having
Off Craigslist, yeah,
Yeah,
mingling more
yeah.
men and all that. Yeah.
So you're
Gotcha.
getting,
Okay,
getting
just
weird
make-
with
just
the guy on
clarifying.
Craigslist.
yeah.
As one does.
And then COVID happens. Like we played an open mic. It was our first show outside of a basement. Open mic, and then less than a week later, the
Everything was-
shutters of
everything
the
was done.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all know
closing.
that.
And it's like 2 years of darkness. It's bizarre.
We made use
Just-
of MySpace.
We made do. We made use of your space. We couldn't write like anything. It was
We worked
There
on
was
like the
just-
same 3 things. We wrote Ego.
we had Samsara, Ego, and we fooled around with Mirage
Yeah.
and couldn't quite get that dialed in until Blake joined the band, and then messed around with covers. and
Blake came over and tried out.
ideas. This
Had his
was
mask on.
February
Try it out. I
in
just
February
inserted myself. into-
February of
Yeah.
2021, so like a year and some change after the world ended. Blake comes along. Well, first Mikey's like, I know this guitar player. You might be a little too folky for our sound, because everything Blake had on social media
Oh yeah, Blake also had a solo thing.
was just his solo folk project.
Okay.
And we tried him out, and he hit that.
Well,
riff
he
on
had that
Mirage.
riff,
Yeah,
and you heard it before I heard it.
No, are we
I-
talking about Mirage?
Yeah.
I
No,
brought
that was
in
in the
that
moment.
day.
That was in the moment.
You talking about the
Off the dome.
He just threw it down, and I was like, "That's it.
nice.
Yeah.
That's it. He's the one."
Yeah, his first practice with us as like a full group. There's a song off our EP called Mirage that we could not figure out what the song wanted or needed. We didn't know where it wanted to go. We had this what we thought was a really cool idea, and then we're showing it to him, and he just pulls out the hook of the track.
Wow.
And we're like,
How cool is
all
that?
right, you're in the
That's gotta
goddamn
feel
band.
fantastic. You're like,
So
you
Beautiful
just
memory.
helped us
Yeah.
solve a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were in Nick's basement, and I'm masked up and all this stuff, and we start playing that riff, and Ben is like, "I need to take a seat," and Ben
Yeah.
just sits down and lays his guitar down.
I
and
like-
we're just jamming.
I had to get out. I was like one too many puzzle pieces. Like I
Uh-huh.
could see that the three of them were working on something, and I was like, I need to just take a step back and
Yeah.
let them figure this out, because they're onto something. And
That's cool that you recognize that.
Yeah.
Though, too. I mean,
so
I forgot you did that a lot. Like when I started, I
Mhm.
forgot about that. The whole like Ben's just gonna take a seat. He's gonna let
Well,
it all
it's
sink.
You-
important to listen.
You're the least
Yeah.
experienced musician out of all of us.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. But
It's like if you're on a basketball team, it's like you got to pass the ball to let someone shoot, right? Or
Yeah.
pass.
yeah,
You passed it.
team.
You passed it. And let,
Yeah.
hey, these guys figure it out. Let them do it. I might be in the way.
Well, you've
Yeah.
always been very
Yeah.
intentional on like dialing in and like really listening. Like you like to sit back and take it
try.
in.
kind of because I have to.
Well, this is an aside.
'Cause-
Like that's something I think we do incredibly well as a band. Is like we know when to step up and step back.
Mm.
We're like depending on the song, like one of us will shine and one of us will just chill, and then the next song one of us will shine and we'll chill. And that's something that I think we all just have a really good ear for, is listening to each other.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I think that boils down to communication, whether you're actually talking and explaining it or just understanding and knowing, right?
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
all
Right.
some form of communication. So it sounds like you guys communicate really freaking good.
And it's
Yeah.
not perfect. We're always working on it.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we've been doing this podcast for 3 years and
we're still trying to figure it out.
oh my gosh.
yeah. It's hard, man.
Luckily, I
Well,
got
the
it.
magic
And you got to
hat-
work with 5 people versus
Yeah.
versus
2 people
two.
or
It's
whatever.
a lot
Yeah.
easier for us
It's
to.
actually funny that you say that, because that's something that we always try to like hit the nail on the head with. Is like I have this saying where it's like 99% of all problems can be solved by effective communication.
Yeah,
And that's
I
something
agree.
that just like we try so hard to drill in.
I
It's
agree.
just talking out.
Still
You're right, man.
ridiculously hard.
It's so hard, but like putting in the conscious effort to
Yeah.
be like, hey, I don't like this, or I do like this, or this made me feel that way, or like I'm not feeling this. Huge, because a lot of people don't even say that stuff.
Correct. If anyone ever says that they're like the most efficient communicator ever, it's like, nope, that's bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are very good. You are like,
Yeah.
no one hits
Yeah.
peak ever in communication.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
always something to do
Always
better.
evolving, always
Always
changing.
bumps in the road. You
Yeah.
gotta just
Yeah.
Like the toughest
Yeah.
part of it for us really is like it's so emotional for us because like
Yeah.
this is what we live and breathe. Like
Yeah.
we do our grind, our 9 to 5s
Sure.
or whatever, but you know when we're together and if we get into something, I mean I blew up in these cats a couple days ago, and
I
I almost
Was
threw
the-
fists in
we-
Ben's face once.
but then we discovered like
Nikki and I really got into each other's grill a couple times.
Yeah.
This is one of our recent practices, but it's just we were missing each other.
Yeah.
Like we just weren't communicating.
but in the end it's
effectively.
all out of love.
Yeah.
You know, we always circle back around.
Yeah.
We never separate
Yeah.
on bad terms at all ever.
Yeah, it's important to recognize, like, hey, man, I was being an
Yeah.
asshole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry.
We are
I
going to
love
fight
you.
someday.
Yeah.
We are going to fight someday.
I hope not. That'd be
There was that one day,
the
Ben,
worst
where-
breakdown in
where we were
communication you can
so
possibly
close.
have is when you fucking resort to violence.
Mm.
We resort to violence.
There was one day
Yeah.
where we were so close to throwing fists.
That was different,
no.
though.
That
Yeah,
was-
we
were in-
we've never come close.
We've
to
never come close. But
throwing
it was like
fists at each other.
it could have happened.
We're not the
Frustration
We're not
happens.
Oasis.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you are not
Yeah.
Oasis. Yeah. I just heard that they were going to get, like,
They
they're
are
each
back
going to get $50 million off their next tour. Liam and,
Wow.
what's the other brother name?
How can they
So
make that
Liam
guarantee
and,
before selling tickets?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like,
Like,
how
like
are
they-
they
I mean-
selling enough tickets to get 50 million?
They're hedging their bet. I guess
Out
they
of a
think-
hu-
Yeah, like,
They're going to get $100 million
man.
out of this tour. Like,
This
what the
reminds me of that
hell?
one like Kurt Cobain, Dave Grohl, like Nirvana interview where they're like, "How much is Madonna selling her
Mhm.
tickets for?"
I know the exact interview you're talking
$50.
about. Yes.
I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't-
man. We
I
need
never
to.
want our tickets to be more than like $15-20,
Right?
Every
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
we're always.
unless
Yeah.
for the people, man. It should be for the people.
Well, the unfortunate thing is, like, you know, all the older bands that, you know, have these pop-ups where they do, you know, small tours again, you know, they're not going to be around forever. And,
Right.
you know, there's a lot of people that didn't discover them until later in life. And it's like, well, now I got to pay an hour and a leg to go see you.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why we
Yeah.
gotta catch the guys when they're young and just
Yeah.
set it up
Yeah.
like you guys. You know,
Yeah.
it's.
Like,
I mean, honestly, that's what I love about local music
catch
is
the
that.
guys when they're young.
But it's so much. It's different. You can get close with everybody. You know, it's a small venue.
Yeah.
It's more intimate. It's just a better feel. I'm sure it's for you guys. You guys
Oh,
are
absolutely.
right there. The audience is
Yeah.
right there, and
Yeah.
so that's what's cool.
And then, 2 years ago, Michael joined the band.
No.
Back to the origin.
Yeah.
Brings us back.
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah, 2 years ago, we called Michael up.
I remember that phone
Like,
conversation.
How'd you call
around the
Michael? Who
campfire.
knew Michael?
We were all friends with Michael from like him
Yeah.
playing in my like venue and everything. Like he was a fan and like a dear friend before he was
Yes.
ever a part of
I
the
think
band. Like, he
I'm-
hung out with us all the time.
I think I'm the third genuine fan after
Yeah.
Ralph and Deborah.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
Shout out Ralph and Deborah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
another old couple that
Yeah,
comes to
yes.
all of our
Oh, yeah,
tournaments.
Yeah. And
We,
we've talked to
actually
him, yeah.
talked about
They're
doing an episode. with
amazing.
us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we need
Yes.
to get,
No, we
haven't-
we've
we haven't
talked
talked
to him
to-
about it.
Yeah.
Me too.
We need to
You-
get
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd
You
be
should totally get
amazing.
them on. They are so
we,
like
fans.
we think it would be.
Super fans.
You caught on to them.
Oh, yeah. I
you
saw them
started
around a
noticing
couple
them.
different shows.
We
I'm like,
see them all the
Wait
time.
a
talk
second.
to you because you.
They
They've got
know.
the
They
hookup
know.
at the pyramid scheme.
They're
dude.
so
Like,
good. They
Jan-
are the
I've never
sweetest.
seen a
They,
reserved table there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always got their
Ralph and
little
Deborah got
card.
They are the
Yeah, man.
sweetest people on earth.
So Mike joins. So let's.
Yeah, so he had been messing around with playing keyboards for like maybe a month, maybe longer than that.
I don't even think
Maybe
that.
not
No,
even
I
that.
remember the conversation. He
So,
said, I want to be in Ficus and I'm going to learn the keyboards just to do this.
He's just musically inclined.
I wasn't that forthcoming.
I remember you saying that.
I said
We-
I don't know how to play this instrument.
we
Why do
call
you
up,
want
we
me?
call up Michael. We're like, hey, man, we know you don't know how to do this, but we want you in the band. We want you to play keys. You're going to figure it out. You're talented. And then
That's got to feel good, Mike. That's got to feel good. If you got friends asking you to be in the band because they like you that much.
Yeah, I mean, especially
Even though
like
you don't
they
know
were
shit.
they'd been playing shows for like a year. They were already established enough. I was like, I know you know people that know how to play a keyboard. Like, why are you asking me?
But they
we love you.
saw something in you, my
Yeah.
friend.
I think they saw my love of effects pedals. That's pretty much.
They're like, we need more effects.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what a synth is.
He's
It's
got
like,
some gear,
Yeah.
man.
like you get a guitar pedal board, and it's like if you want a phaser, you buy a phaser. But a synth is just like everything you could want to do is there. You just gotta like not be overwhelmed by how many knobs there are,
Correct.
and then, boom, then you're making soundscapes.
Dang,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I mean, honestly, it comes down to you being anywhere that you need to be.
Hmm?
I mean, I foresee someday you taking the seat on the drums and letting me.
Oh, he can play. He can play any
This-
instrument.
He's
this
the
guy-
best guitarist in the band by
Yeah.
far. By far.
Dang.
He plays bass on one
This
of our tracks on
fucking
the album.
shit again.
He can, he can slap like Claypool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and I can hit it off on some
I
kindness.
can, but
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, that is a. If I ever happen to be holding a bass and like everybody kind of walks away for a second, and it's just Nick sitting on the drums. And
He's
me
getting
holding
that
the
funk.
bass, I'm throwing down a Primus riff because I know Nick's gonna jump onto it.
So that leads me to a question for anyone listening that maybe doesn't know Ficus's music. How would you guys describe? Like, I can describe your music. I'm pretty sure Jeff could too.
Mm.
How do you guys describe your music?
I want to hear what you guys have to say.
I
First.
agree.
Yes, inspire us.
That means more than what we have to say
Okay,
about
fair,
our own music,
fair.
in my opinion.
I agree.
You were like basically King Goose.
Well, I don't want to
They're pretty-
overshadow
It is
They're pretty
difficult to
fucking
describe. I would
sweet.
say there's
Pretty-
mixes of. I get a sense of mixes of some '70s rock mixed in with a little bit. I don't want to say jam band, but you guys can go into an instrumental jam. I mean, and that but it's got that. I don't want to say true classic rock. It's got a little bit progressive rock with a little bit of that '70s classic rock. I mean, because it's a little more raw. And that's why I say '70s versus like an '80s or something like that.
or just classic rock and general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the only word that comes to my head is progressive. That's what hits me. That's what I think when I hear your music. It's just progressive rock. It can go all over the place, and that's what makes it fucking awesome, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But it's cool
Yeah,
because
that's
you
what we
guys
want.
throw in, like you guys talked about, we get the flute and some of the, at least one of the
You
songs.
think
Yeah,
outside of the
Sure.
box. You
Yeah.
don't just do the basic shit.
Mhm.
You go. You have 5 members of the band. Like that itself is a thing.
Every one of our songs sounds different right now on the new track.
Yeah.
I would agree with I mean, the ones that I've heard
Oh.
when it live, they're so
Yeah.
very yeah.
I understand what Jeff says when he says the classic rock sound, because I do feel that. But for like, I have younger kids, and it's hard to like, we're listening to Ficus upstairs or whatever, and they know some of your tunes,
Oh, that's sweet.
and I'm trying to talk to them about it, and they don't know what classic rock means. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah.
what?"
What do your kids say? What
my son. So my son is the one you didn't meet. He's the youngest. This
That's
like,
sweet.
he likes Ficus.
Hell yeah.
He thinks this means Ficus.
Ah,
The horn-
let's
the
go,
horns.
kid.
He thinks this means like your band name.
That's,
He thinks Ficus is
Man.
this.
It's just sign language for Ficus.
so
Yes.
I made it, guys. I can
It's
quit.
awesome.
Dude.
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah.
So I want him to
Cute.
grow up a little bit so I can bring him somewhere and to see you guys.
Because I even
Oh,
say
yeah,
like
that's
even like
flattering.
when I say '70s, I even get like there's a little Black Sabbath feel, depending on.
Tony
you know.
Iommi is the single biggest guitar influence.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tony
That
Iommi
makes
is the
sense then.
shit.
Yeah.
Single biggest influence on my.
Oh, that's awesome. I loved hearing
That's cool.
that. That's
Yeah.
cool. But you like Zach Wilde too, though. You gotta like Zach Wilde too.
I
You can't say you
no,
don't like him.
I just have such a huge
Oh.
range of influences that the only one that I can confidently say has been constant in my entire life
Yeah.
has been Tony
It's
Iommi.
Tony.
Because like every other week it changes. Because I'm listening to so many different
Fair
types
enough,
of music.
fair
Way to
enough.
dodge the question like a veteran politician.
Hey,
So,
Blake's good shit.
Let me tell you 2 things about Blake. He likes Fender guitars.
no, I fucking don't. No, I
Zach
don't.
Wilde.
You're the biggest Zach Wilds fan I know,
You
dude.
got like one photo of me like playing a Strat for fun. You're like hanging over my head. You're like,
There's one-
if you don't know this one, I'm gonna share
This
this.
is a
with
thing,
you.
apparently.
You play
I have
Strat
I have a
all day long.
Stratocaster. I never play because I love my 12 string, but I also love Strats. David Gilmour is what Tone Iommi is to Blake.
Cool.
Same, by the way.
There's, yeah, we're Pink Floyd heads. So's Nick,
Yeah.
but
Love
it's
it.
different. Yeah, one day Blake's guitar blew up before it stopped working for a gig. Why did I have my Strat?
I think I had a feeling that my guitar was gonna break. Or
Yeah, so I brought my
Wow.
Strat and he
Preemptive.
played it for the gig, and we still hold it over.
Was
his
that
head.
is that the Traverse City one?
No, it was at
My guitar did blow up in Traverse City too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
It's happened a couple times. Just stop throwing it around.
So how would we describe our music?
I would.
Um,
I say progadelic, and you don't like when I say that.
Progadelic.
You don't?
Yeah.
You don't like
that.
Progadelic? I like
that
Progadelic.
term.
It's
it's
fun.
good. It's good. I
We
know.
also
Oh,
have-
come on, Ben. Give us some
No.
credit.
I also,
That's not
like,
bad.
That's
That's
not
not
bad.
bad. That's not bad.
We got it from our pals in Overdrive Orchestra.
I
like-
Because
Oh,
they
Chris.
describe themselves as
Yeah.
progadelic with a heavy dose of blues.
Yeah, there you
Like
go.
we are progadelic.
I also lean heavy into the stoner rock title.
Yeah.
'Cause I really like riff rock. Like that's how I
Mm.
think, and that's how I think of a song is like riff.
Stoner, yeah, like Queens of the Stone Age. Like,
Carbon
Black
Decoy.
Sabbath.
Carbon-
Carbon
yeah.
Decoy.
Carbon
is a
Decoy,
huge
Black
influence on my
Sabbath.
guitar
Oh,
playing.
there.
Yeah.
We're
Man.
Right there.
I was
right
on
back
it.
there, man.
I was
Album of
on it.
2024.
Yeah. What's that?
That's my favorite album of 2024.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I
Wow.
love hearing that.
Huge amount of my playing is directly influenced by Carbon
Wow.
Decoy and Earl's playing.
Mm.
Like the way he plays guitar, I'm just like, holy shit, you're playing,
Dude.
We
We're
played
on the
with
same
them.
wavelength right
We
there.
played with Carbon Decoy at a basement show in KZoo once, and after our set, I said to Earl, I was like, I don't think I've ever told anybody this. Like, I've never expressed this to anybody. I played different because of you.
Yep.
Like, I went up on that set tonight, and I did shit I don't ever do
Oh, my
because of how you just tore that set apart.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool.
I
That's
literally
the
gotta
highest
place
compliment.
my analog delay at the front of my pedal board so I can get those like really crazy repeat delays. The wah,
Yes.
wah, wah. I do that
Yes.
because Earl was like, "This is what I do," and I'm like, "Well, I'm doing it now too."
we need to make sure he hears this because
Yes.
he deserves to hear
That's
it.
so
Right?
does.
funny. You
That
asked
is
Earl
so
about his
sweet
tone.
of
Do a
you
little
guys.
Like,
But the
talk.
thing,
there.
too, is,
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
they're all like, well, they were writing their new album. Earl's like, Blake, you're gonna like some of these new songs. Like,
Yeah.
I know you will. They're
He-
for you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
that,
is such
that
a
Sabbath
cool
dude.
dude.
Yeah.
He is
Oh,
so
man.
funny. I remember one time he was like, "This song will make Blake grow his hair back."
yep.
So Earl gets a lot of love, but Jared and Casey are
Oh,
just as
oh,
fucking
yeah.
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Oh
we
my
cannot
God.
They are
discount.
just as funny.
Yes.
Them is a
They're quiet though.
Oh
They
yeah.
are.
They're definitely more.
If you get them
quiet.
one-on-one, they're gonna hit you with some lore, like
Oh
some,
my god, they're the best.
I love that the guitar music is coming back, man. It's coming back. It's never been gone, but like in terms of, I feel like being in the zeitgeist.
Thank King.
of, like-
Thanks, King is.
They're not. Nobody knows King is.
You said guitar music is
Nobody's-
coming back?
Well, in terms of,
What is
I don't
that
know,
mean?
man. Like,
Guitar oriented.
yeah, it seems like Olivia Rodrigo. The guitar tones that she has on
Oh
her
my
albums are
God.
fucking sweet.
Seriously.
They are so sick.
My
Like-
daughter listens.
like-
My daughters listen to it, so I listen to it, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay, this is cool, kind of cool. I'm
Yeah.
digging.
Guitar work.
I'm digging."
And
We're
That-
big fans.
that
of your-
fuzz
That makes me
tone.
feel even
Like,
better because I'm like, "This
Yeah.
is like kind
Like,
of not
it's-
bad."
It's
That
it's like if you
fuzz
listen to the
sounds
riffs,
incredible.
they're not stereotypical pop. They're kind of weird, like a little
Jeff Rowe has
grungy.
some
Like
banging
they're kind of
guitar
fucked
riffs on
up.
it.
That's what I thought.
But it works.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that.
it works,
I just
dude.
didn't
It's
give
cool.
the time of day because I was like,
She's like one of the biggest
Right.
pop,
right, exactly,
biggest pop stars in the world right now, and she has
awesome.
grunge riffs
yeah,
in her
they
music.
kick ass.
That's awesome. Like that's what I mean by like,
It's
because like I don't know, I can't think of any examples right now, but I just feel like the guitar had been out of the limelight for a long period of time in pop music as a
Yeah.
whole.
Mm,
yeah.
Was it ever even
in terms
ever
of-
included?
Yo.
Really, in
Right.
pop music?
Yeah, like
Ben,
There's-
you ever heard the song "She" by Harry Styles?
probably. Yeah, we love Harry
The
Styles.
whole second half is just this. Honestly, kind of sounds like Jeremy with his octaver on the
Mm.
guitar.
Really?
Mm.
Yeah, sounds a little Lucius Foxy
I'll
at
have to check it
points.
out.
Like, just absolute incredible song.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah, definitely.
Ficus Pop album 2025 or 2026
Ficus
is coming out.
Pop album.
We might
We're
be
doing it.
writing a pop psych album
Hey.
next.
We're doing it.
All right.
You
Anyway.
heard it here
Cool.
first.
That's freaking
Yeah.
sweet.
Anyway.
Speaking of albums,
Oh yeah, we have a big thing to talk about.
Hell yeah, Jeff. Let's go. Just before this thing went off the rails.
We released
why
one of those
he's-
recently.
Always bringing it back around to consciousness.
you gotta find the right moment to do it.
I can get you in fucked up territory. He can get you back into like normal territory.
The yin and the yang.
Just remember, everybody, we're in the future. It's November 17th.
Yeah,
or something
sure.
Right now.
Close enough.
It's already been out.
Our
for
album
about
has
a
been
month.
out. If you have not listened to it yet, please
What are you
do.
doing?
Pollinator.
All right.
Pollinator.
Now, is this a full length album? Because your
Yeah.
first one was an EP.
45 minutes. 8
right.
songs.
All right.
We talk about EPs
45-ish.
versus LPs all the
45-ish.
time.
So that plays about right as far as lengths of songs.
Yeah.
Typically, you guys are a little bit on the longer side, so I like that.
Yeah, we've got some
Short
mostly shorter tracks. Like most of the Tortoise Shell is like pushing 9 minutes.
Oh, we got a song track.
But then we also like
You're
in
the
the same
big
breath, like the first track off the album Bombus is like
I will
3.
correct you.
No,
Okay.
it's 420.
2 songs in one though.
Bombus
One
is-
song in two.
Bombus is 4 minutes and 20
Bombus
seconds
and
long.
Flight
Okay.
are one song though.
Is one an interlude to the other?
Yeah,
That
they're
is
they're
our
not
shortest
necessarily-
song
Like
we've ever written.
Parabol and Parabola. By
Yes.
Tool.
Yeah.
there you
Kind
go.
of opposite.
Flip backwards.
Except kind of back.
Yeah, you flip
Keys
it.
and
Yeah,
Rosetta Stone.
yeah,
Well, like great program is around 6 minutes.
yeah.
They're kind of hovering around 5.
That's probably our
5 to
weirdest
7
song yet.
minutes. Yeah, 5 to 7 minutes for most of the tracks.
Weirdest, but also like most straightforward.
It's still us.
too, yeah.
It's still us, but
Yeah.
like, I mean, like I said, everything on the album sounds different,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it's
we've
still kind
got-
of meshed together at the same time.
So how did you guys pull the songs together to be an album? Do you guys think of that like in sense not
yeah.
like a concept album, but like how did the theme come together?
Yeah, we were pretty intentional, like accidentally intentional. Like I
Yeah.
would say, almost like we had this like a collection of 4-ish songs and a whole bunch of ideas. And tried to like puzzle piece, like okay, these songs kind of go together. And then as we worked on them, and
There might have
writing
been one that
process.
we actually like split off into two.
we've kind of there's a couple songs that didn't make the cut that'll be like in the future.
Yeah.
But
There's just so much. I mean, really
hard
like,
to think back on the whole process,
February
because
is
it
when
was
we
so
really started.
goddamn stressful
Yeah.
writing and
We
Yeah.
learned so much this
When
year.
we decided to like make an album, it was like a band goal. I think Lore, like before I joined, like making the EP for them was like a whole thing. So when it came to this one, we were like, okay, we have a couple ideas. Let's see if we can just entirely send this. And we just like set a couple deadlines, and we were like,
oh yeah,
let's
Yeah.
see if we can make it happen by then.
Let's go.
Yeah, we set a goal and we were like, we have to have this done.
Yes,
That's cool.
and we did
It's a lot
it.
of
Like
pressure, though.
Good for
goals,
We
goals
did it.
are pressure and
Sometimes I
stress.
feel like that's how you
Almost
gotta get
broke
shit
up
done.
4
We did it.
times, but
If you didn't do that,
That's not true. We'll be
I
together
wouldn't have been able
forever.
to
no,
pull it off.
yeah, we didn't almost break up, but we were.
my previous
We had to
Stressed.
grow.
my previous
Yeah.
job got
Growing
in
is
the way
pain.
a lot
Yeah,
with it,
Mm.
and
life happened. We had all
I
sorts.
mean, the
of
past year I've
Yeah.
been really looking for a new job, and finally I started a new job
Yeah.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
And
So far, so good.
Nikki's been thriving.
He works
Yeah.
wood.
I'm on a schedule.
That works better.
Your little
Nothing is funny about that.
Everything's
It was so painful trying to get into
Yeah,
this. I mean, we had a original mid-July release
Yeah, we
date
were-
for this
okay.
album.
we were
Don't tell them that.
Don't be ashamed of it.
ashamed of it. It wasn't true.
we pushed our deadline
We
back.
did? I didn't know that was
because
true.
we quickly realized.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So the album, you guys have been releasing songs throughout. Well, a little bit last year, a little bit this year. Are some of
Yeah.
those on the album then, or all of
One
them?
is.
One.
One.
Only
One
one.
of them
Okay.
is.
We try really hard to just always keep music coming out every like 2 to 3 months. We always want to
Yeah.
have something going out just to keep people interested because we're always working.
It's also kind of the model.
Our kind of
Yes.
perspective too is like a lot of our singles are kind of like experiments. Like We have like
I like
Holy
that.
Drone and Wicked Wizard.
We had that piecemealed. Mikey built a
Mike and
track,
Blake built
and we
the-
listened to it for an entire year before we
yeah.
actually played together. So then a
Wow.
year later, we all were able to sit down and play it for the first time together because we heard it so many
That
times.
song
Yeah.
was
That's cool.
was together.
So
that
many-
was such a long because that was a
Whoa.
poem. I wrote the lyrics to that maybe before I joined Ficus.
No,
Like,
well, I remember when
Man.
you brought it. I was living on Arthur.
yeah, that was a poem. But I wrote that.
I kind of forgot about
Really?
that.
Years ago.
This was like a thing when I joined, I think, but we didn't really touch it for a long
No,
time.
we
It was
did
just
for a
this
long
like
time.
That's so many of our
Elusive.
ideas that
Just
we
out
just
there.
sit on for
it was
years.
this elusive
Yeah.
thing that
It's-
y'all would talk about.
Yeah.
But like we'd have gigs and stuff, so we'd practice for those. And then I remember one day y'all were just like, "All right, we're gonna actually dive into this," and I was
Mhm.
like, "Oh no."
That's I
Reminder,
love that
I don't know how to
song.
play my instrument.
Yeah, you crushed it. Though.
I don't know. As far as the single road, like what Holy Drone was the first one that we dropped. That one really kind of kicked off like our newish direction from the EP.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, just we like to keep stuff coming out and we like to experiment. And that's one thing that we try to never do is we never want to dig ourselves into a hole or like a genre.
Yeah.
hole. We never
Yeah.
want to be thought of
Never.
this type of band because we
Yeah.
don't listen to everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think it comes through. I think that comes through because like that's why I stuck to the word progressive when I was
Mhm.
trying to think. Like that's
Yeah.
the word I'll use because it kind of can.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
can
and
go
it's broad
anywhere.
enough. It's
Yeah.
And
broad.
it works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works.
Well, I'm excited about the new album then because the fact that you guys, it's not going to be a lot of songs I know,
Mhm.
I've heard.
that's a lot.
And maybe I've heard one live or some live, but it's exciting because sometimes lately, that's the only thing I would say the drawback is, years ago it was you get one single, maybe two singles, then they drop the album and you get 10
Yeah,
songs.
you get
It's
new
sweet.
stuff.
Whereas now it's more like 5-6 singles, and then the album, and you're like, oh, there's only like 2 new songs.
Mhm.
So it's kind of deflating in the album for the
Yeah.
album. Like I
Totally
love
agree.
the music, but I didn't get that much more. Now here I'm
Yeah.
going to hear something like
Yeah.
almost a whole new thing.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's really cool.
Yeah.
it's an experience.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like the concept.
we did that on purpose because we're all album guys.
Oh, yeah.
like we all
Front to back,
love
all the time.
albums.
That's-
Exclusively how I think
that's
I
my
consume
style.
Music.
and like
Yeah.
I think I want to do that kind of like for forever as long as we're a group of just like 1 to 2 singles.
Get some feelers
And,
out of
but,
it.
yeah,
see if the
something to, like,
direction-
And
show
a whole
everybody
new
the
thing,
idea.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel a little robbed when like I listen to albums and like you mentioned, like there's only 2 or 3 other songs.
Right.
And you're like I was
fired up.
I was
for
looking
more,
forward
yeah.
to listening
Like,
to
I've
this
already heard it.
front to back,
Yeah.
putting on my headphones and just vibing, just
Intentionally.
relax, trying to
Right.
enjoy this to the maximum capacity I can.
Mhm.
But there's nothing like I don't know. I'm not surprised.
Right.
Like or you
There's
can't
nothing
still be
special about it.
surprised.
Yeah.
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 Like some of the magic is lost.
Mhm.
Well,
in my
even over
opinion,
the past
but-
few years, like a lot of these bigger artists, they're like remixing classics
Yeah.
Yeah.
or even semi newer songs too. Like, where's the freshness?
I'm a fan of some of that. Like the Pink Floyd Animals remixes are freaking sweet.
Right, but
But
like,
I was-
yeah,
Are
there's
those
a lot
remixed
of,
or
a lot of
remastered?
it's cash grab.
it's like
Yeah.
filler
Oh, yeah.
space.
But like there's
But,
a time
like,
and a place too.
yeah.
Like some pieces of art aren't meant to be. Some pieces of
You know,
music
I
aren't
shouldn't
meant to be
bash it
consumed.
too much because like we're trying to get into that realm over the winter.
We're trying to sell out as soon as we can, dude.
But you guys have Pollinator coming out.
That's right.
So Pollinator, where did that name come from? And is there a song on the list that's Pollinator, or is that just the name of the album?
just the name of the album.
Name of the
It is
album.
not the name of the album.
Oh no.
So-
Blake's drunk.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm not drunk. Bombus is the title track.
Okay.
So Bombus is the first track on the album. Bombus is the Latin genus for bumblebee.
Fair.
They are
Hmm.
pollinators. And Ficus is a plant. It has a
Yep.
very intimate relationship with wasps to be pollinated. So it and also we've talked about this in this, sorry guys, but like Ficus, like we want people to like expand and like think about our music like it's progressive. So like it pollinates minds. So like there's multiple meanings here for a lot of
This
things.
is Mikey's. This was his.
I love
It's really
it.
deep.
Yeah.
This is
So, like-
It's like,
awesome.
oh,
So,
I
like-
like that.
There's a lot of reasons behind pollinator, but also there's not one thing that you could point at.
Fair.
Okay.
So
I
It's
like
also
it.
like the origin.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
This is their first full length album. It's the
That's cool.
That is
Pollinator.
super
Yeah.
cool. I love
Pollination
that.
Yeah.
That's totally badass.
That's really
honestly.
cool.
I'm not gonna lie, that's cool as shit.
Yeah,
Fired
you guys
up.
like it.
I couldn't have thought of
We got
that.
and there's some naturey vibes throughout like the songs and stuff. So like
Yeah.
Cool.
we thought it fit and it sounds cool.
Sweet.
So something else I have to ask you guys about is how's the van coming along?
We actually, the conversation where we were like, what about Pollinator? It was during a working on the bus day.
Yeah,
Was it?
It was a
Yeah.
bus day.
Ooh.
It's kind of been a paperweight in my driveway for a bit, but
It does run though.
A 30-foot bus.
I started it for the first time in
That's
3 months
awesome.
yesterday, actually.
This
Hanging
guy
on
got
Nick's
it running
driveway
by
for over a year
himself,
now.
too.
Wow.
Like this guy
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
performed
Nick.
magic.
Good job.
Yeah.
You know, I've invested a little bit into it. You know, I put a 4-camera system on it. You can do this like bird's eye view, and
It's
you
gonna
know,
be sweet.
if we're like parked in
Oh.
Chicago, I can just push record on it, and you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
at least
some-
I have eyes on it.
Get some,
Yeah.
It's Nick's baby.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Nick's baby.
That's cool.
That's
Truly.
awesome.
Yeah.
We
We
got ourselves in a little.
we made the mistake of like, all right, boys,
Well, at the
let's
same
I
time,
don't know.
Well,
I thought that until this one day when Nick's like, yeah, I got it running. I was like, are you kidding me?
Hmm.
Like,
we
I
got
thought
it
we
so
got it.
cheap that like
That's
it's
true.
kind of
So
worth it,
cheap.
Yeah.
yeah.
and
Yeah, you did
it's
say you
low
got it.
miles too.
It's
Oh, wow.
low.
yeah.
It only has
Like-
47,000 miles on it.
It's worth
Nice.
it.
I
Like
got broken in.
Yeah.
it might take
It's more broken than
maybe
it's broken
another
in.
year before you actually, or 2 years before you actually get it
We'll get it done.
where you want it done. But once you do, you're gonna be so glad.
Oh, we're gonna be
you
pimping
Oh,
that
did.
bad boy.
Festival season next year. It's
Yeah,
gonna
that'd be
be
cool.
the best.
Yeah.
Everybody will know
Yeah.
when Ficus is rolling in.
Now that we hit all our deadlines for the album, that was like the other thing.
So I think you guys do a great job of pulling lots of bands and putting shows together. I feel like that's a
A movement.
I don't know if a movement's right. Like that's like
I can see that.
a key to your guys' band. Like that's something you guys do. You guys connect and you bring bands together. So how did that even start, or is it part because of the house party scene? You kind of started that then.
Yeah.
There wasn't a scene.
I think-
That's the problem.
Well,
I think that's kind of like a mentality we've had is like, you go play a show with somebody, you should like chat them up, hang out, and like,
Get to know them.
I think just like the common ground of like, you're playing a show with other musicians, like you got some stuff in common. And then we just meet these amazing people. Like
Yeah.
the show for our album release show, it's our friends from Milwaukee, fellow kinsman, Traverse City with Levitator, and Detroit with Decoy. And they're like dear friends of ours. Like
yeah, these are like close friends of ours.
Yeah.
We've stayed at their homes.
We met on the road,
we've stayed at their
like,
homes.
just by playing music.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But-
I love hearing
Yeah,
that.
We
it's
have
certainly
Yeah, like this saying that we actually picked up from Aaron of Glass Chimera. Like everybody eats. Like
the
streams.
all about community.
fans,
It's all
shows.
about
They're-
community.
They're a limitless resource.
Yeah.
Like
Mm.
if you're getting fans and you're getting shows, like bring your homies up with you.
yeah,
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
would never
That is
yeah,
just because somebody else is getting more fans or getting more streams or playing more shows doesn't mean that somebody else is getting less. So bring them up with you.
right.
Yeah.
And it is an extension from the house show scene. I love booking. Like I don't know how we've gotten so lucky to meet all of these beautiful, talented human beings that we can just like put a killer,
What?
amazing show together. Just
I think it's
all
because
of
what
our
you guys
friends.
put out, you
Like-
guys get in, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
In the end,
Don't downplay yourself. Like
these
it's
people
because
love
you guys are who you
Yeah.
are, and Ben, you
Yeah.
are who you are. I think that's why these
Yeah.
connections happen.
But so how did help me understand the start of the house party stuff? Like, how did you even start the booking process with that?
I did it first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was
Fair.
so before I like started my little basement venue thing, I'd been going to shows. Like this is before I knew how to play guitar or anything. I was like 21 at the time.
Yeah.
I was friends with the Future Misters, who are kick-ass. Their bass player still lives here. Their other two member, one lives in Kalamazoo, the other in Chicago. I was really good friends with those guys. And I was just, hey, do you guys want to come play in like my living room? This is before Diamond House. 'Cause I just love music and I wanted to like be a part of this community. Like, what better way to host
Yeah.
and like bring people together. So through that, you meet other musicians and artists, and that's like reach out to Michael for the very first like show in like the actual basement venue, and then the Tube Socks played that night. You and Kendall played that night with Y Violet. And then it just grows. Grew.
Start
from
meeting
there.
more people.
Yeah. But
That's like part of
just reaching out, dude.
Yeah.
Emails, sliding into people's Instagrams and
DMs.
Facebooks and
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
like
Yeah.
I've sent so many emails.
Giving people
I
shots like
never
Emperor's
thought-
Eyes.
Yeah,
like,
dude, yeah, giving
Yeah.
people opportunities.
Yeah.
Like giving people a platform and a voice, like whose music
Pyramid
you
Scheme was their
enjoy.
first big show
Yeah.
that they played. It was
That's
awesome.
what we.
Kind of
we-
feels
and
like
they
us
just
too.
played there again. Like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about that.
Heck yeah.
And
I love
I
doing
would
that
say,
for people. It's
is
so
the
cool.
when you reach out to people, is the response been a high percentage? People are like,
Overwhelmingly positive,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Like the percentage of like no responses versus like hell yeah, or like thank you so much for reaching out. I can't make this. Like
Yeah.
it's so much. It's so positive.
Have you gotten
Like,
anybody
it's-
that's never responded at
Yeah,
all?
we plenty.
Yeah.
Which is
Name
fine,
drop them.
which is okay.
You're gonna get the
Call them out.
All right, Jack White.
Well, like actually, we've reached out to bands that have no business talking to us.
Yeah,
They've
man.
responded to
They
us.
responded to us.
And it's
Crazy.
That's my moment.
Like,
Like
it's nuts.
we won't be in your country during this. But, like literally, we'll be like, yeah, like let's just send an email to Samsara Blues Experiment, and it's like
Or
They
German.
respond back.
It's like,
yeah, and then like we will literally get responses from world touring bands that are just like, hey, thanks for thinking about us. Like it won't work, but like,
Yeah, like
seriously,
that's,
we'll keep you in
oh,
mind.
If you don't ask,
That's
you
gotta
don't
feel
have a shot.
good, though.
Yeah.
like Levitation Room.
Yeah,
I reached
Yeah.
out to them.
That's a good story.
They're like a big band in the psychedelic music scene.
band that I've been listening to for years.
They're from
And
California,
I
right?
yeah, LA.
LA.
I reached out to them, and their booker was like, yeah, 2-player album release show, which has already happened. October 18th. Listen to our album Pollinator, please and thank you. But I reached out to them. I was swinging for the fences, like, who the hell can we have?
Why not?
Because why not, man? Like, we got the Pyramid Scheme in our backyard. That's one of the best venues in the entire Midwest.
Yeah.
Completely
If
agree.
not the country.
Completely
I don't
agree.
know.
I love I
They're
love it.
phenomenal there, from top the management to the music, the bartenders, the sound guys. Like
Jeff Vanberg, the owner of the place.
Yeah.
All his
They're
art
wonderful.
is everywhere
They're
outside in
wonderful
the
people.
pinball room. And he
so
does,
like,
yeah, he does all the
yeah.
pinball machines.
Why not? I'm gonna reach out to this band I've been
Yeah.
listening to for years and years and years. And their
We just seen them
booker,
in Austin Psych Fest.
their booker was like, "Yeah, I don't have them in Grand Rapids, but they need an opener in Detroit. Like, are
Wow.
you guys free?"
Oh, no way.
Yo!
We are.
So you
We
did get
certainly
to
are
play
free.
with them.
Yeah.
We did.
Wow.
That's
They're the
awesome.
coolest fucking people.
Yeah.
They were
were they?
sweethearts,
They were-
dude.
Like, we
So
walked
fun to be
upstairs in
around.
the venue and they're like, "What's up, musicians?" And
They
like,
walked up, they
shook
introduced
hands.
themselves to us. They
Aw.
weren't like standoffish at all. They were.
And they totally could have been, right? They could have
Yeah,
been
yeah,
like,
they have
yeah,
right
whatever,
to-
guys.
We wouldn't have.
Right.
We wouldn't have thought
Anything else.
like whatever. You guys are famous.
You're on the bill.
Exactly.
You- That's cool enough,
They
right?
talked
Yeah.
about going through customs in the airport coming from
Yeah.
London.
Yeah, man.
They were the coolest people
Yeah.
ever.
That's cool.
And like,
But-
That's got to feel good.
Yeah.
That's got to feel
Yeah.
good.
it's so great. Like that's what keeps you doing it in a way too.
Right?
Like that's inspirational. Just why we do it. You know,
Yeah.
helping other people.
The same with us. It's like you guys coming on here is like, this is so cool. This is
Yeah.
awesome.
We all eat, dude.
I love
It's
it.
all
It's
about
a-
Yeah,
community.
it is. It
It's
is
a
about
band
getting
we
getting
like.
all-
We like going. Like
That's what
if
it's
we
all
didn't
about.
have this podcast, we would be seeing you guys at your shows anyways.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just happened to talk about stuff
Yeah.
like this after the fact.
It is about. It's just about being people and connecting with humans. And it
Beautiful.
doesn't always happen in the world, but when
Yeah.
it does, it's amazing. Yeah, it's really cool.
I think so going back to like me deciding to join this band. So I used to have like a little venue. It
He
wasn't
also
like,
ran a basement show.
yeah, I used to run a basement thing, but it wasn't like open to like the public. It was like
Invite only.
I would just meet people who were like, I've never played a show, but I want to. So I'd be like, all right, let's get several of you together. You can play like a 20-minute set or like whatever you want. Invite your friends, but like that's it. Like we didn't like post it like online or anything.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was just like if you know one of the musicians, they'll invite you, and that was the thing. So I was doing that for a while, and I loved doing that. Like, it was so cool to be like a lot of people's first show. Like, what a special thing to do. Like, it was so fun. And then that was about the time when I reconnected with Ben, and then he's over here doing like a very similar thing. He's just
Probably like
Yeah.
2019-ish.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
like he's running a little house venue in
This is in Lansing or Kalamazoo or
Kalamazoo. This
okay,
was
Kalamazoo.
I want to say a year or two after I moved to. No, it was the first year I moved to KZoo.
Okay.
And yeah, it was like so fun doing it. And then Ben hits me up, and he's doing this similar thing, and I was like, well, that's probably the kind of person I want to be hanging out with.
It's good for you. You didn't think the opposite, like, this dick's like doing this
Yeah,
same
yeah,
shit
right.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
fuck yeah.
competition. It goes back to collaboration over
Yeah.
Well, he
competition.
was-
Yes.
That's why we asked him to join the band. Is
Yeah.
because
Collaboration
He was
over
always there.
competition.
yeah, always there, heart's in the right place.
Mhm.
Like
That also spreads to like the band as a whole. Is it's like
yeah,
these. I don't want to put my creative energy into something with people that I don't feel comfortable with or vulnerable with, and like these people that I make music with are good people, and I want to be in a band with them because they've proven the quality of humanity.
Yeah.
I think that just shows, with the people that you associate with and the people you make creative, you put your creative energy into.
That's really cool.
Heck yeah.
So Ficus has officially been around 3 years as a band.
Yeah.
technically 5, but like COVID.
Ruined,
So
it,
3.
ruined everything.
I'll go with
So we always forget there's
I'll
like a
go
year
with
that
3.
was forgotten.
Yeah.
I
so-
feel like you could add the COVID years in. It's,
Sure.
Its
fine,
current
but-
iteration.
But as far as the
5.
5,
Oh no, in terms of a 5-piece,
Yeah.
2 years, a
wow.
little over 2 years.
I mean, you can still call yourself a band before.
Yeah, but we changed significantly since you were
I came in here with some bold ideas, and
Yeah.
We were nothing.
So you got the new album coming out. What about shows coming through the end of the year? What do you guys got going on?
We got a
plug the.
we
He's
got
got
a
all
big
the
old
dates.
show supporting Desmond Jones' album release at
Oh,
Elevation.
yeah. That's on my
Within the
calendar.
intersection.
Yep.
Yep.
And then November 27th, Thanksgiving Eve.
Excited and honored to be a part of that.
Yeah, we're sharing the bill with Hannah Lane and Desmond Jones, of course. But
Yeah, that's
it's
cool.
gonna be a party.
Those are both on
That's
my
gonna be a hell
calendar
of a
already.
time.
So
Sweet.
And I think we have
Yeah.
one more in 2024 in December, right?
Yeah, we're playing, I believe, Lager House with our good
Mhm.
pals, Carbon Decoy
Mhm.
and Cherry Drop.
Oh,
Cherry
yeah.
Drop is a band I
Oh,
just
that's
got
that's
into.
They are
They are-
so
they
great.
are
Motor
what?
City rock and roll.
They're
What
cool
a
as shit.
stage
man.
performance!
They are
they put on.
entertaining.
Like,
I have not seen them live
They are
yet.
very entertaining.
Oh my
Rock
God.
and roll,
Yeah, they're-
baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man,
Get
we should
ready.
just put together a Detroit bill. Get like all of our pals fucking
Yeah.
playing the Pyramid Scheme.
We kind of slowed down for the season after this album.
Yeah,
release
that's all we
'cause
got, really.
Oh, I don't blame you. I
We
don't
are
blame you
burnt
guys.
out,
You guys
man.
are,
we're burned out.
Like we were nonstop since like April.
yeah,
I'd say February, but
Nonstop.
yeah.
Yeah, we
I-
average about
for
30
sure.
shows a year. I think we've already played like 35.
Wow.
Dang.
In the middle of writing and recording an album
Mhm.
all of
Yeah.
ourselves,
Yep.
by ourselves,
The
mixing an
van,
album all on our own,
The bus.
working on the bus intermittently.
Also, like trying
While-
to find time to
while
intentionally
gigging,
be around each other and
yeah,
like
while
not
trying to-
only work.
Yeah, while
Yeah.
trying to still be friends.
And then y'all have your own lives too. It's like,
While working full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
We're
sure.
busy.
we're ready for another retreat.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
some
yeah.
Ficus lore right there.
Yeah.
you know?
A
Yes,
retreat?
the bi-yearly
We do two
getting
a
an
year.
Airbnb.
What?
And we
We would do
Yeah, that's-
one for intentional recording and 2 to just let loose.
Okay.
Ooh,
That's cool.
So where would you go, or where have you gone?
Well, see, we have to figure it out now because
Yeah.
my previous career, I installed ADT, so I met a lot of people.
Mhm.
I might be able to still connect with Ben. On
Yeah, reach
that.
out to Ben.
Nick,
Nick set us up with this fucking mansion,
Mul-
essentially.
Literally
yeah,
Two mansions in
two
northern
different
Michigan
Incredible.
Oh, nice.
for
slept,
essentially
like
free.
21
Like-
people.
like
That's
million
unreal.
dollar plus houses.
Yeah.
Badass.
But yeah, free reign. Just go in there, do your thing.
We trusted
pay
you,
a cleaning
obviously.
fee. Pay a cleaning fee.
Yeah.
We
The first one I remember us the cabin place.
cabin.
I remember like
Beavertail Lodge.
Nick had like fix this door's squeaking, fix the little cupboard thing, and that was like the bill.
like some WD
He
forty.
was doing some home improvements
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the payment.
What did Ben? What did he say? like, how did
I don't even
he was like, yeah, just fix up.
do a walkthrough, make sure everything's pretty.
Yeah, man, stay here for free. Just make some minor repairs. I don't have time to check it out or something.
That's
like that.
awesome. Good
Beautiful
job, Nick.
places. It's secluded.
Yeah.
Way
Yeah.
Yeah, Beavertail Lodge, that was up on the river right off of Torch Lake. I forget what it's called.
okay.
Is it the Platte River or something like that?
It's
Maybe.
a great area.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Beautiful, like 6,500 square foot.
Wow.
cottage.
Yeah.
And then
Nice.
the one that
Spoiled.
Lucky.
Yeah.
So
lucky.
goddamn.
Yeah.
You literally
lucky.
could set up an
Like-
entire studio and like walk away and
Yeah.
have a full house.
Yeah.
it had
Yeah.
a bridge
Right.
in it
Yeah.
going over the kitchen.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It was cool.
Man, I forgot about the bridge.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get back into
We were
this.
like throwing
That'd be-
food fights. Wait, take that out. We weren't having food fights in the house. Never mind.
Blake.
This year,
I threw
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
went to
might
a-
hear.
like-
We don't want them to hear.
I went to his other property in Pentwater, which was right on Lake Michigan.
Yeah,
and,
That was gorgeous.
So you guys will be planning a trip. That's what it
Yes,
sounds like you'll be
for
doing.
sure.
Those are our
something.
Big, those
Yeah.
are our big. We tend to. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of play.
We
We
need
do like
to- Yeah.
time out, clock in kind of thing when we do those.
Which
retreats.
it's been nice. We had a couple of
Yeah.
festivals this year that we were able to kick back and really enjoy the scene.
Yeah,
and,
hang out.
have some intentional time together.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Jam.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. We had
Yeah,
a lot
Pond
of
Jam was really fun.
festivals are a
Pond
lot
Jam
of
was
fun.
sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to next year and whatever festivals you're playing there and
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
shows you're
Yeah.
going to be doing.
Rolling up in the bus.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to go check out the bus, get inside.
Yeah.
We'll have a cold beer waiting for you.
Hell yeah. I'm excited.
So what's up next for Ficus? What do you guys? We already kind of talked about your hibernation and your retreats and all that stuff. After
We
the
kind of
year.
started talking about some psych pop.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding earlier when I sounded like I was.
Psych
Uh,
pop.
No, I didn't think you were kidding at all.
Yeah, so psych pop, as far as originals go, that's kind of maybe the next phase for an album. We kind
I got
of want to
some
expand our
thrash
horizons
we're
with.
sitting-
Yeah, we've been sitting on some like metal stuff.
We want to dive into
Yeah.
some covers and make them our own.
Okay.
A lot of people came to our shows because of our Black Sabbath cover, War Pigs, which
was so
we
good.
crush it. We actually
You
were
crushed
put
it.
on the spot and encored it this weekend.
Oh, sweet.
Dude.
Ooh. All right. I've never
Ben's
I've never
cringing.
pitched this idea, but like Peter Gabriel once did this thing. He put out an album. It was like 2 albums. One of them was called Scratch My Back, and the other one was like I'll Scratch Yours. So he covered a bunch of bands, and then like all of those bands covered one of his songs.
Oh wow.
and that's what
cool.
the 2 albums were. We should
Hmm.
like cover our friends' bands songs.
That would be cool.
Like do a Levitator song, do a Decoy song, Chimera,
That's kind of a
Kinsman.
cool idea.
That'd be a fun
That'd
EP.
be
That's
that's cool as
fun.
shit.
That's a
Yeah.
cool idea.
Yeah.
The one thing we're working on as a band is learning how to improv jam.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and with that, we've been talking for a very long time about partnering up with one of these other bands that we like to team up with and kind of doing a mashup or like a
Yeah.
duo session of some sort. Whether it be, live streaming from my basement or actually doing it on a stage. But, just continue
cool.
to challenge
Yeah.
ourselves,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very creative. You guys keep
Yeah.
trying to look for different ways to.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're always trying to push.
Yeah.
We're always trying to make ourselves uncomfortable because that's where the best stuff happens.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You
We've
think
got-
so? I like that. Trying to push yourself to be
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like we've actually a weird thing is like
What's that David Bowie
one of
quote?
our most like
Oh yeah, that Bowie quote. When you
One get out
one
and-
time, me and Ben went and saw the Bowie movie with Josh
It was a Bowie.
of Cosmonauts,
yeah,
was
and
awesome.
really opened up our minds. There's a part in it where he's like, "You go out into the water, and when your feet can't touch, that's when you're in the perfect place. When you're like a little uncomfortable."
Mm.
That is
Josh
cool. I
is
like
the
that. I
biggest
like that.
sweetheart.
Got
Yeah,
that
we
seaweed going
They
up
were
your
on
shorts.
last. The Cosmonauts.
Yeah.
They're
Go.
so cool.
We haven't
Josh
Yeah.
is the coolest.
we
kid
haven't
ever.
given out a shout out to Josh yet.
Yes.
Josh and the Cosmonaut
Yes.
crew.
Cosmoboy.
and Hunter and the rest of the band.
Yeah.
Hunter,
And they're all sweethearts,
Victoria,
too.
He's an
Gabe.
entertainer like
You
Freddie
mean
Mercury.
Saturn and
Yes.
Neptune and
Yeah, Saturn, Neptune,
Pluto and-
Helios.
And,
That
yeah.
whole gimmick they have going on is so
gimmick.
fucking
Isn't
cool.
that so
Identity.
cool?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Did you
cool.
see the
Their
like, the
identity.
comic book thing they had,
Yeah.
or the magazine?
I bought one and I forgot at the scheme.
Oh,
I did too.
Dude,
I
I have a theme with Ben of
Dude,
leaving
I think-
things that he has purchased.
I
elsewhere.
do that so much.
yeah.
I just forget because I'm caught up in like loading out.
Yeah.
getting the hell home.
And
It's
the
a
best
lot.
part of being in a
It's a
band
lot,
is loading in and loading out.
But yeah, we got like a whole album worth of psychedelic pop ideas coming out. We've got a thrash album that we could do. Like we've got all sorts of.
We have a lot of ideas.
The phases of Ficus.
We'll see
Yeah,
where the
that's
political tide turns. It's either going to be happy or angry.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
fine. Either way.
Either way, we'll be a little angry.
Yeah.
There's
Probably.
always work to be
There's
done.
always work. Yeah. Exactly.
There's always work to be done.
You guys are so cool.
Thanks for coming
I'm
on.
so,
guys.
I'm so glad that you guys.
It's been great hanging
Thanks
out.
for
Oh, no.
having us, man.
They're kicking us out.
I know we've been trying to put this together for a long time, and it's
Yeah,
It worked out.
Awesome.
it's been,
time to
it's
be
been
here.
in my head. It's been a year.
But
Yeah.
you
Like,
guys
the
have had
first time
so
I saw
much.
you, I was like,
probably has.
we
Because
gotta
we've been
fucking
so
talk to these guys.
So busy.
the past year's been a blur.
Right.
Yeah.
I can only
Probably
imagine.
has been
Truly.
a year of.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
it totally has.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway,
So where can people find Ficus?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
you can find us on Facebook, Napster. We're on Instagram, Deezer, which apparently is a French streaming music service.
And we're
Apple
on it?
Music.
DEEZER.
That's right.
Heard of that
I used. I think we were actually on there for a while, and I.
We're
A couple of
everywhere.
French lads over there.
Yeah. Right.
That was
Spotify. You said Spotify, right?
Say
Spotify's
lads.
in plus. Yep. Spotify, YouTube.
Français garçons over there.
Baguette.
All the places you guys are.
Anyway.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank
You
you
guys
guys.
kick ass.
This is awesome.
This was a riot.
We had,
You guys kick ass.
guys, it was
Never gonna happen.
not possible.
Yeah.
We couldn't pull our
Everything
ass. We
done.
wanted to
We
do
were
something
Written
good.
by-
We were shooting for July 27th, and
I mean, he's got a date in mind already, so I feel like it was something.
I
Oh,
don't
we had to
remember
set
any
an
of this.
intentional.
we talked about it in
No,
January.
dude,
I
remember
book
this.
all of our shows. I do the business behind the scenes, all that stuff. So
Okay.
like, I'm the dates guy.
Yeah.
So like, it was gonna be July 27th. That sick show we had with the Cosmonauts.
Oh, yeah.
Who else was on the bill?
They were just they were
Common
left-handed
Molly.
interviews, Cosmonauts.
And
And,
Squash.
Squatch.
If you like this episode, check out all of our episodes on your favorite streaming platform, or even our website, themittenmusic.com. Or if you want short clips of our episodes, check out our socials. We got Facebook, we have Instagram, we got TikTok, and YouTube. We're all over the social media game. Make sure to check out some live Michigan music or listening on your favorite streaming platform.